Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of People Helping People. Feels good. I see you guys jumping in the chat already. I see you guys out there. Welcome, you guys. Jeez Louise, we are on, episode 24 of Chapter 2 now. We are trucking right along. And if it's your first time joining us, this is a live show. So leave your comments, leave your questions, and we get to everybody that's out there and try to bring that up during the show so you get the opportunity to be a part of this podcast. And here at People Helping People, we interview business owners, we interview artists and musicians, and we get to know who they are and why they do what they do. We try and interview them as if we are aspiring to do what they do. So bring you guys some value, bring you some nuggets, bring you some wisdom, and hopefully inspire you to make the leap. And I'm so excited for tonight's show. We already got a legend in the house, Rich. We see you out there, brother. Says good evening all. Hope you had a great day. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like. My guy. Yeah, those calls to action, Rich, you keep me on point, and I appreciate you for it. But you guys, we have an incredible show for you tonight. And before I bring on the guests, though, we have to mention a few things, one of which our silent auction is still live. And, we have raised over $1,200 in 1 week. And I am beside myself. I just am so stinking grateful. We have this community of people that believe in our cause to send kids to Camp AZDA. That's kids with type 1 diabetes, sending them to a place where they can find community. They can find that they're not alone in the world. And me being a type 1 diabetic myself, this is a cause that is near and dear to my heart. So this one's for you guys. And as we move forward, Chapter 3 is on the horizon. We have some incredible things happening, and I'm just so excited to share what's happening in the background with all of you. And there's so many working parts, and it's down to the wire. We're waiting on some phone calls. We're waiting on some meetings, and this stuff is exciting. I try to sit here and just enjoy the journey. And, so tonight's show, you guys, this is going to be an incredible show. We have a very special guest with us this evening. Okay, good. He's popping in right now. It looks as though, yes, perfect. All right. So the guest that we have on tonight's show, he's a military veteran. He's served for 19 years and counting. And he's a close friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. We've been through it. We have experienced a lot of shenanigans together. We've been out and about in the cities and running amok. And I am just grateful to call this guy my brother, and I am grateful to have him on the show tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Aarron Greer. Yeah.
Hey, working.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good, brother. You got things working?
No. I bought a new headset and the volume's working, but the mic wasn't working, so I'm on my phone.
Dang. Okay. Well, you're good. You sound good.
All right.
And man, it's good to see you, bro. And
You as well.
Yeah. Welcome to People Helping People.
Yeah, I've been following since your first show. Like, I love this, and now I'm here. It's weird.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, for the people that don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Aarron Greer. Kind of just a regular dude. Like you said, the introduction, 19 years in the military, in the Oregon Army National Guard. I'm a sergeant first class, which is a E7. Field artillery is my MOS, so cannons, big cannons. yeah, we used to work together. You're my homeboy, and here I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were
I don't think I've ever
slamming.
talked on the camera like this before either,
Yeah,
so it's
you're
kind of
good,
weird.
bro.
Like you're there, but
Yeah,
yeah, here we
yeah,
go.
you're good. Yeah, settle in, settle in. Yeah, man. I mean, we slanged phones together back in the day,
Yeah,
and
yeah, we did.
we
Yeah,
had some fun, man.
for
But
sure.
you were just you were always real close, and yeah, I've been in Tucson for so dang long, so I'm just excited to catch up and learn a little bit more about you. Because I feel as though your military background and you've deployed a few times, and there's a lot to unpack. And I would like to just dive into the first time that you consider getting into the military, or do you come from a militant background, or talk to me about that?
No, no military background per se. One of my uncles was in the Air Force. He passed away recently, but the military wasn't like a part of my life or a part of my childhood growing up. Uh, Actually, kind of a funny story. The reason why I joined the military was at the time my best friend was in the Army National Guard, and he deployed to Iraq in 2002 when the whole invasion happened. Right, Saddam has nuclear weapons. Everybody go to war. Let's go do the thing. So he enlisted at 17, junior in high school. Went to Iraq in '02, '03. Fast forward to '07, sitting at a barbecue at his house. His dad comes home. He's a full bird colonel. He's like, "Hey, you guys are going back to Iraq." And I'm standing there like, I was already kind of feeling a little guilty because like my buddies went off to the first war, right? So he's like, "Hey, you guys are going to Iraq." I was like, "I want to go. I want to go with you guys this time." Like, whatever.
Hmm.
Went down and talked to the recruiter, took the test, spread my butt cheeks, walked around, did the thing, and yeah, joined, went on that deployment with him, and then just kind of stuck with me. I was good at it, so I stayed in.
Dang. You said you were how old when you joined?
I turned 23 in basic training, and I know that because in the chow hall they had these pre-made salads you could get, and I always got the salads because they were fast. And you didn't have to stand in line, and the drill sergeants wouldn't scream at you. So I went and got this pre-made salad, and on the saran wrap they'd write the date that they made the salad,
Mm.
and it said 10/29. I was like, "Oh shit, it's my birthday." 23, I guess. Didn't
Yeah.
tell anybody, and yeah, so I was 23, 22, 23 when I joined.
Nice. And
Yeah,
how was boot camp back then, and has it changed?
yeah. It was. I don't know what kind of language you use on your podcast here.
Go ahead, bro. Let it
Hey, it was
loose.
shitty. It
Yeah.
sucked, man. Yeah, it was rough. People screaming. You don't know what the hell's going on. Like, did I screwed up. I made a mistake. This isn't what normal people are supposed to do. This isn't for me. Just stress, no sleep. Talking drill sergeants are always. I swear that they used to be trained at talking shit. That's what they went to school for. Like just talking in your ear, like, hey, your girl's with another guy right now. Hey, just
The
come
worst.
on, the worst.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore. A lot of the new soldiers coming out are, they have their cell phones, a basic training. They're texting their mom like, "Hey, I'm okay." I had one phone call a week in basic training on a payphone. You bought a calling card, and it had like a 45,000 digit number on the back. So it's a 5-minute calling card, or you got 5 minutes on the payphone, big ass long number on there. So you're like trying to type this number on a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 phone just to get the thing to go through. You use 3 minutes of your 5 minutes just typing the code in, hoping your girlfriend answers the phone. She's at work. Shit. All right, leave a voicemail. I'm alive, and that was it. But
Dang.
no, it was cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something else.
Yeah. So you made it through boot camp, and
Yep.
then how long? So yeah. So how long after that until you actually went and deployed?
Let's see. So I graduated basic training. Uh, and then like your job training. So you do your basic Army combat training. It's like Marine Corps does. So Army does basic training. Marine Corps does like the boot camp. So we got to differentiate that real quick for the Marines in your chat start popping off here. I didn't go to boot camp. I went to basic training. That was about 12 weeks. And then after that, you go to your job school. So being field artillery, it's pretty much monkeys throwing missiles. Like it's like 5-6 weeks. It's pretty quick. You get into like IT, medical stuff. It could be like up to a year. I got back, say, April of 2008. And then by January of 2009, I was off on the deployment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about that because I can only imagine after just a few weeks of training and then you're sent off to defend our country. And I don't want to say or compare, getting your license and the first time getting in the car and being like, they're letting me do this.
Yeah.
That feeling of like, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
100%.
Yeah. But I want to break that down. It's like, what did that feel like?
No, it was surreal. And I hate using the word surreal because it's surreal, but it was surreal because that's that moment where it's like, if you ever been on a vacation, like somewhere crazy, like you never thought you'd be there, or you have like your first kid, you get your license, you're just like looking around like, I'm here. Me, like little old me, little shit talking, whatever. Like I'm here. I've seen this on TV. And now I'm here. It was crazy because leading up to, so by the time I got to Iraq, the initial invasion had already happened. And that's when like shit was popping off. Like you get up to like 2005, like 2005 Iraq was wild. It was like the Wild West. There was still like RPGs and ambushes and like fighting happening, like an enemy force that our troops are engaging with, right? So you saw that on the news. By the time I got there, it kind of died down a little bit. There wasn't as much of like the gun to gun fighting. It was more like bombs and stuff. But you had seen that for years, like footage of people fighting. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to go point my gun at people and shoot them, and they're going to shoot back, and we're gonna duke it out. And it was kind of a mind fuck.
Yeah.
I get there, hotter than shit. Throw on your kit, throw on your gear, your body armor. You know how to use all the guns, you know all the trucks, you know all the systems, you know all your tactics. Like you're trained, you're ready. You get in the truck, you start driving down the highway, you're going to Baghdad. First mission. Oof. I'm going to Baghdad. All I knew about Baghdad was like Indiana Jones movies or what, like mud huts, people with those curved swords, camels, It sounds racist, but like that's what all you saw was in movies at the time.
Yeah.
So I get there and I'm in the top of an MRAP, which is an armored truck, 14 feet up. I'm the gunner. I got a big ass machine gun, and I'm ready for anything. And I'm just like looking around, and at 14 feet up, you can see you're driving down a street. The buildings are this far apart. You're just looking around. People are doing their thing. You're like, I'm here. I really hope nobody does anything because I don't want to have to do this. Yeah. And I remember there was a moment, like my second or third mission, where I was just like looking around, and that was like that surreal moment where like, holy shit, I'm here. What have I done? This is crazy. This is insane.
Yeah. I can only imagine being in a position like that, and just having those moments of, did I fuck this up? For one, like, is this a complete mistake? But then realizing that this is what you signed up for. This is your duty now, as in the position that you're in. And you're saying that you were a gunner right out of the gate. So you landed, and you basically, would you guys set up camp, or how does that work?
No, so we landed. We went to a base called Al Assad At the time, it was a Marine Corps run base, and it was an air base. So basically, all the assets that came into country, they flew into that base. So they basically established an airport for the military. So all your contractors, all the supplies, the food, the water, the ammunition, everything flew in and out of that base. So when we got there, the Marine Corps ran that base, and it was really well established. So perimeter set up, you got gates to get in and out, security, like pretty well protected. But they were lighting those bases up at the time. So they'd come in, lob mortars, rockets, they're shooting shit left and right. So we get there, and it's not like it's not what I thought it would be. It was way more built up than I thought it would be. I was thinking, sandbags, shitting in a hole, burning my own shit in a barrel with diesel and a stick. It wasn't like that at all. We had KBR at the time, the contracting company, they're cooking meals. There was a Subway there. Like, it was nice.
Nice. But
getting blown up. So you could be ordering a Subway sandwich. The meat's a little sus, but you could be ordering a Subway sandwich and a mortar could come in and just wipe you off the face of the earth. So that was a little weird. But once you went out on a mission, it was like everything you thought it would be. You're driving around in the desert. You have your intel brief before you go. So you sit down with the intel guys, and they're basically briefing you everything that happened in the week. Hey, this is your route. These guys got blown up here. This attack happened here. This happened here. Here's the latest threats. Here's the TTPs, which are like the protocols and the tactics that the enemy's using, blah, blah, blah. So you get all this information. Oh, here's 46 things that I need to worry about going from here to there. 23, 24 years old. Cool, no problem. Get in the truck, load up all your gear. I know how to use all this gear. I'm invincible. Get on the road. No. No. Not invincible anymore. This is crazy. Like, what have I done?
Yeah.
No, it's...
What was one of your first experiences with actually being under attack or having something like that happen to you?
So the very first time I encountered anything that was like a hostile act, it didn't actually happen to me, but I'll never forget it. So we had a Marine Corps unit that was there. Poor bastards. They were an engineer unit, and they did like route clearance. So they had specialized vehicles that would drive around and just look for shit to blow up. Like mines, IEDs, like clearing routes, right? Their job was to find stuff to blow up. No. So they would go out on missions usually around the same time we would. So the first time I saw anything was we were driving through this town. It was the first town you came to when you left the base. It's called HIT, HIT. Don't know if that's an Arabic word or not, but it was like the most active town in the country for IEDs and attacks on like American troops. HIT. They go out maybe 20, 30 minutes ahead of us, and I get a message in our little computer thing in the truck, like, hey, can't come through here. We just got blown up. So, all right, tell everybody about it. We stop, and they have like they have it cordoned off, so we're a couple hundred meters back, and they're talking to me on the little computer thing in the truck, like, hey, this is what happened, blah blah blah, and then boom, like I'm talking like 400 yards away, rocked me.
Whoa!
Just fucking rocked me from that far away. They're up there in it. Like, if it hit me that hard from here, there is no way. Like, oh man, this is bad.
Yeah.
They were fine. Like, their armored trucks saved all their lives. They probably all had concussions, I'm sure, but nobody died. Like, no serious injuries. But that was like the wake up call. Like, oh my God, this is real shit. Yeah. And my whole life, maybe we'll talk about it later, but like my whole life has been real shit varying degrees of shit. Yeah, whatever. Shit's shit.
Yeah.
This was like different. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
this is crazy. So yeah, that was the first of some, other things. But yeah, that was the first one. It was literally like a wake up call. Like, boom, okay, you're here. This
Yeah.
is real.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Just
So
shook you.
just show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, man. Yeah, I can't imagine something like that. And I just ask these questions as somebody who knows nothing about,
Yeah, that's cool.
us. Yeah. And as
Yeah.
most civilians, we don't know what is happening over there. And so were you guys super clear before you went what your mission was?
Yep.
Or okay. So
Yep.
what exactly was your mission before you went?
So on my first deployment, our mission was primarily convoy security. So being at the airbase, all those supplies, material, equipment, troops, personnel, whatever, the majority of it flew into our base, but it has to get dispersed around the country. So most of the time that was by like a convoy. So you got, this big base, 10,000 troops, sailors, marine, airmen. You got troops from all around the world, like literally armies from around the world, all like are on the same base. So you're working with Canadians, French, British, all these people. They all need food, they all need water, they all need parts, they all need vehicles. So we'd get these big ass convoys, sometimes up to 150 semi trucks in one convoy. Load them all up. We'd inspect all the vehicles, and then we would escort them. We'd be like the armed escort to get the materials and basically get the convoy from point A to point B, wherever they need to go. So yeah, so we were on the road a lot. Like it was a 7-day a week type job.
Yeah.
So that was our primary mission. Rules of engagement is where it gets a little weird because now you're talking like, hey, can they just point a gun at us and we can't shoot back? Do they have to shoot first? If they have an RPG, can we shoot?
Yeah.
If someone sets off an IED and the guy's running away, was he the guy that set it off, or is he just motherfucker that's just running away because a bomb went off and he's like, I'm out of here,
Yeah.
That's where things got a little weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, to answer your question, the mission was pretty cut and dry. Like we knew what we were doing. So
I got you. And was there a time frame that you were supposed to be there, and how long did you end up being there for that first deployment?
yeah, so most of the Army deployments are like 9 months in country. Now that can vary based on the mission set, based on the unit. Like people get extended, they can stay longer. But from what I understand, it's usually about 9 months, especially with National Guard. Our deployment orders are usually about 13 months. So you have about 2 months of train up before you actually make it to the country, and usually like about a month on the back end to come back and get healthy, see the docs, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was 9 or 10 months, like boots on ground in the country.
Dang. That is really crazy. We got some comments coming here for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Victoria Ward says, hi, Aarron.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just at the wedding there. She hasn't changed her name on.
Yeah, I was going to say, did she file the paperwork yet, or is she still a ward?
Right.
Yeah.
She's a brophy now.
Yeah.
Rich says, thank you for your service. He says, I turned 18 in boot at Fort Leonard Wood. They could still put hands on, he says.
Yeah. The good old days.
Yeah.
Hey, some of those kids need hands on them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, yeah. I was an old man in basic training at 23 years old, so.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. And then Rich also said, engineers lead the way.
Yep.
He also asked a question here. He says, Aarron, would you give up any of your life's combat experience?
For what?
I think he means, would you talk about any of your life's combat experience?
Like non-army stuff?
Yeah.
Or
Well, we'll let that question linger and we'll double back. Go ahead and
Yeah. No,
clarify that
sure.
for us, Rich. So you get out there. How does the ranking system work? Now, are you going up in rank as you're out there and you're proving yourself, and they keep you there for longer? The kids that don't make it, they come back home, or how does talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So basically, at least for the Army, I mean, it's pretty similar for all branches, but I'll talk Army specific. You have the enlisted side and you have the officer side. So enlisted are all the E ranks, E1 through E9. Officer is O1 through O10 or some shit. There's like 4 ranks of general, but anyway, so you come into the Army, come to the military, enlisted. That means you haven't gone to college and you haven't done like the officer program. You're a private. So you hear in the movies, hey, private. That's like an E1, E2, E3. So you got 3 ranks of private. Then you get up to, a specialist, and then that's from E5 on as an enlisted. That's when you become an NCO. You're a non-commissioned officer. So they give you more responsibility. You start to become in charge of people. You're like a supervisor now. And then you basically work your way up to E9, which is a sergeant major. A lot of people have heard that rank, sergeant major. You see it in the movies, We Were Soldiers, that good movie with Mel Gibson. He's got Sam Elliott, the old crusty sergeant major. Good morning, what's so good about it, or whatever.
Yeah,
That's sergeant major. Any sergeant major watching knows he's crusty, so it's fine that I say that. But so basically, the enlisted, you're like the working man. You're the grunts. You're the guys that just get shit done. And then you go to the officer side where you have to have a college degree to be an officer, and then you go to officer candidate school, and then you get trained on a certain skill set of like leading people, but it's almost more like I'm gonna get in trouble. I gotta be careful how I say this. So it's almost like you're leading administratively, like you're looking at the bigger picture. So you're getting the mission and you're just telling your enlisted soldiers, hey, here's the mission, here's how I want it done, make it happen. And then depending on the quality of officer, they may have more or less input on how you actually do it, right? So
I got you.
We have had bosses where like, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Like, we know what we're doing, get out of my way.
Yeah,
And then sometimes you get a boss where it's like, hey, this guy, I could listen to this guy, I can follow this guy. So that's kind of that's the enlisted perspective on the officer side. But basically, yeah, you work your way up, E1 through E9, O1 through O10, and each level of rank comes with more responsibility and usually less hands-on work.
I got
as you
you.
go up the ranks. So
Okay.
no different than like the corporate world or just your traditional. I mean, I think most large corporations kind of model their rank structure after the military. Actually, like
Yeah,
a lot of companies do it like that. So
absolutely. Yeah. So go ahead and take me through, I guess, what you learned. Did you come back a changed person from that first deployment?
I've thought about this before, and nobody's actually. I've never talked. This is like therapy right now. No, I've never had these conversations with anybody before, where I
Hey,
wasn't.
if these questions are ever too much,
Oh
man,
no, 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 no.
down.
I've never had a meaningful conversation. It's usually a bunch of drunk army guys like, hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
I get it.
I used to think I wasn't changed because throughout the whole thing I was goofing off and I talked shit, crack jokes.
Yeah,
But I think it did change me a little bit with like my tolerance for bullshit and just like where we live, how we live our life, and like the things that people complain about.
oh, preach.
It is, and the longer I've been in, not just from that first deployment, but that's when I first started to see like when you drive around a country like Iraq and you see the squalor, like just the poverty, the struggles those people have, and then you come home and you're like waiting in line at Best Buy and somebody's like chewing out the cashier, and it's like a 17-year-old kid, and it's like a grown-ass man chewing this guy out, and he's bitching about a return. You're like, that's what we're going to be complaining about today? Like, that's what we're going to be upset about? So seeing the poverty there, the war, there's a difference between like being poor in America and being poor in the Middle East or like some of these other countries around the world. Like, I'm sure when there's like a bomb hole in the side of a house and then like nobody's in there and there's just like kids digging through trash, you're like, yeah, it just kind of like opens your mind up, and it makes you think, and also it's helpful too in moments where I feel like things are rough here. I can kind of fall back on that experience, like, it sucks, but it doesn't suck like that sucked, you know? So I think that was probably the biggest thing, if anything, that like changed me, or maybe look at things a little differently.
Yeah, definitely a big perspective shift.
Yeah, for sure.
How good we've really got it.
Yeah.
And the things that you and the rest of the people in the military are fighting for to keep the way it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, gosh, it's so interesting that you say that, because my uncle just recently texted me, and he was talking about this kid that he met. He just sat down at a bar, and the kid was from Ukraine and had one of those American dream stories. Yeah, he came from Ukraine, and you know, he was sitting there having a steak, and he's like, where I was from, this would never be on my plate ever. Like, to sit here and have this steak right now is the most meaningful. And he felt that way about every single meal, about every single moment. And just put it into perspective, you know, my uncle is a very grateful person as he sits, but you know, it just was like a heartwarming moment of him having that conversation with somebody from a different country and realizing that we've got it so fucking good.
Okay.
We need to have more gratitude for the things that we do have and the ways that we live. And God dang, you know, for you to be out there and see that firsthand, boots on the ground, and have that perspective, you know, I hope that that's ringing in everybody's ears that's listening right now, because
it's even just to, and dear God, let's not make this political, but just to have the right and the freedom to bitch about whatever you want to bitch about, but like literally whatever you want to complain about, like you're free to bitch about it, is, you can't put it in words like how much that means until you go somewhere where they can't. It's crazy. Yeah, it's awesome. If you don't mind, just a quick little story, little side thing, kind of talking about the freedom thing. During that first deployment, being the lead truck in the convoy, like we'd come up to all the checkpoints and talk to the Iraqi police, Iraqi army. You know, you're working your way through the country. You got to talk to the locals. So we had an interpreter. So we had this guy. He went by the name of Roger. It was not his name. He was a local Iraqi kid. He was 2 years younger than me, so he was probably 21 at the time. And this guy, trying to watch my mouth here. This guy, no body armor, no weapon, no gun. We didn't give him a gun because we didn't trust the guy. Would drive around the country with us and hop out of our trucks. We're in these armored convoys with like automatic grenade launchers, 50 cals, machine guns. He'd get out of the truck and start just chipping and barking at all these Iraqi police guys, Iraqi army guys. Hey, no, talking Arabic, you know, cussing them out. And then he'd get us through, right? I stayed in touch with him over the years. He fought to get his citizenship because he wanted to be American, because he worked with us. He's like, dude, this is the greatest. You guys are awesome. He wanted to be an American. He fights and does all the paperwork, gets his citizenship, moves to America. He moved to Arizona, actually. Joins the Marine Corps, serves in the Marine Corps for a bit, and then gets a job as a linguist because he speaks Arabic. He's from Iraq. Gets a job, and now he's working like high levels of government, to where his security clearance is so high he can't even talk about it. I ran into him on my last deployment in Iraq last year. I hadn't seen him in 15 years from my first deployment. He just comes walking up and we meet up. Wow. And he owns a house. He served in the military here, like literally living the American dream, like that cat you were talking about eating the steak. And it felt so fucking good. Sorry. It felt so good to like see him thriving in this country as a guy not born here, like appreciating the country, you know. So that super cool. Awesome story. Shout out Roger.
Shout out Roger.
Roger. Not his name, but
living the dream. I love it, man. I love it. No, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Rich says, okay, so he doubled back and gave us some clarification. He says, Aarron, would you give up any of your life combat experiences? And then what he means by that, would you rather not have them? So the question is, would you rather not have any of your life combat experience?
No.
That's a deep one.
It is a deep question, but really simple to answer. I would not give any of it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I feel like the experiences I've had, like combat type scenarios and like other stuff outside of the military, like if you survive it, there's always that. Like if I was dead, I wouldn't be having the same opinion, but it just prepares you, I think, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, like for everything else in life, right? I walk into a room, I'm at a public event, I'm anywhere with my family, with my wife, I'm at work. Like I feel prepared to handle any scenario. Like it's nothing, you know, like it's just second nature. And I would rather have that confidence to be able to protect like my family and my loved ones or just an innocent bystander than to be, you know, just some Joe Schmo walking around living his life, living in this blissful ignorance, like, oh, everything's great. If something happens, the police will come and protect me. You know, everything's great. All I got to worry about is what's on my phone. And
yeah.
So no, I wouldn't trade it.
Yeah.
No,
great question, Rich.
That's a really good question, actually.
Yeah. Good answer, Greer. I appreciate that. Lars Ward in the house. What's up, Pops? We see you. He says, first, thank you for your service. And he says, can you describe the relationship between lieutenant and sergeant?
Yeah. Think back to when young Alexander J was like, when did you become a little prick? 12?
Oh, yeah. 13, 12.
When did you think you knew everything?
Definitely 12 years old, 100%.
12?
Sixth grade, yep.
Yeah, okay. So think of when little Alexander J was about 12, 13 years old, thinking he's running the world, but give him the rank and put him in charge of you as the father. And you need to now, but you have to still get shit done. So you still got to pay the bills. You got to get the job done. You got to get the mission done. But little 12-year-old Alexander isn't technically by law in charge.
Woof.
That's how I would explain the relationship between a lieutenant and sergeant.
There you go.
Because you work together, but he actually outranks you. And as a E7, as a platoon sergeant, my coworker, like when you look at the rank structure in the Army, is a lieutenant. A first lieutenant and a sergeant first class run a platoon together. So you have a platoon leader and a platoon sergeant. That platoon leader might be 25 years old, and I'm 40. Yeah. So something might be lit. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah. There's some good ones out there though.
Nice. Some good ones. Yeah. Nice. Good question, Pops. We appreciate you out there. And Rich says he's pertaining to us having it as good as we do. He says the grass is not greener on the other side of the field.
It is not.
Yeah, absolutely.
We actually literally have the greenest grass in the world in Kentucky. So
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Seen it.
Well, man, I want to dive into, I mean, there's so many things that I want to dive into your second deployment too and
Sure.
talk a little bit about that. But first, I want to talk about your advocacy for people to join the military and talk about our military state right now. And if
Yeah.
you're an advocate for people to enlist and why.
I am. Let me preface anything I'm about to say. I used to be a recruiter. I did it for a little bit. But yeah, I think, well, I know, I noticed a drop in recruiting numbers from probably like right before COVID up until, I mean, now, maybe till last year. And being at the level I'm at, I'm not like some super high ranking, like badass, right? Like I'm kind of mid level management. But at my level, I'm supervising like a pretty large group of people that has a whatever mission to accomplish. And you got to take this group of people and go get the mission done. The commanders, the country, the government, like the world really doesn't give a shit if you don't have enough people to complete the mission. Like you just got to go get this job done, right? So when you see like your numbers diminishing, you're like, well, shit, this job still needs to get done. Where are all the new soldiers? Like everybody I knew when I was in high school, graduating high school, like there were a lot of guys and gals going into the military. Like, dude, we're going in, we're gonna defend this country, F Saddam, like we're doing this thing. Now it's a little different. And I think social media and like the internet and all that stuff kind of has something to do with it because like every little bad thing that's ever happened in the history of mankind like is just on your phone in your face like oh my god, bad thing, bad thing, bad thing. um we still like we need soldiers, we need Marines, we need airmen, we need sailors, like we need troops to fill the ranks because there's still a job to do. There's always a mission, there's always a job to do, and somebody needs to do it. And I'm not seeing the numbers. I'm not seeing, this like call to arms, if you will. I'm not seeing like the sense of like pride to be an American. Like for me, it was like I'm a fucking soldier. Like I'm in the army, the United States Army. Like this is pretty cool. Like I'm a I'm a badass. Like I'm defending this awesome country.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that as much, and we need it still. Like there's still threats around the world. There's still, rising superpowers. There's still people out there that want to do harm to people. And like, who's going to stop those people? And it's this younger generation that needs to come in and like take it over for us. And we're just not seeing those numbers. And it's a little concerning to me.
Yeah.
And I do like to get out, and anytime I talk to young people, uh, if they want to talk benefits or like personal experience, um, what's it like going to war? What's it like being in the artillery? Whatever it may be. Like I just love to talk about it because it's done a lot for me in my personal life, but also just like the sense of community, serving your country, serving your community. Uh, it's just like I don't know. It's like an added benefit to it, but I don't really know where I was going with that point, but.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a huge question / problem.
Yeah. Well, how can people get a hold of you then? Say they do want to ask these questions and get involved. I would like to open the doors, and I'm sure you would too, to answer these questions for people
Yeah,
that
for sure.
are thinking about it or have family members that are.
Yeah. So I am in the Army National Guard, so I belong to the state of Oregon, and we are a component of the United States Army. So I'm like a reservist, if you will. It's the easiest way to think about it. So primarily we're part-time. Now there's basically two routes you can go. You can go full-time military, whether that's Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and that is your full-time job, get your full-time paycheck, you fly away and you go live on a base somewhere. And then there's like reservists where you serve locally. So like my home unit is in McMinnville. You're familiar with McMinnville.
MacTown. Shout out.
So yeah, shout out. 1 weekend a month. When I go to training, I report to the armory there in McMinnville, right by the Air and Space Museum there. Do our training, go home. Now, our mission set could be whatever. They call us up for all kinds of stuff. If someone was interested in like just seeing what the benefits are, or like maybe they just want to serve, I would highly recommend just like doing some research on the different branches and the different MOSs or job specialties. They have a different name for it in different branches. I'm not sure what they all are, but basically like what are the jobs available and like what are the benefits you can get out of it? Because whether you serve in the Army, the Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Reserve, Guard, full-time, it doesn't really matter. Like you're going to get that sense of like pride and service and, just like you're doing a little more for the community you live in or the country you live in. You're going to get that regardless of what branch you go into. So I would just recommend find out what every branch has to offer, what you're into, and just do a little research on your own and then find a recruiter.
Gotcha. That's good info. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's just
just allowing people to realize that there is an outlet to go. I mean, there's so many different career paths within the military, and I don't think people even understand that.
It's insane.
Yeah. So just to be able to go in there and have those discussions with somebody and have them break it down for them, like, hey, if this is what you're into, these are the career paths that'll work for you. And I think that that's important because a lot of people don't know where to start. So I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Well, like Rich in the comments, engineer. I don't know if he was Army or Navy, but just within the engineers, we have vertical engineers, horizontal engineers, like construction, electrical, plumbing, and then you got combat engineers who are like, it's kind of an oxymoron because their job is to destroy everything. So they destroy bridges and obstacles and everything. So they're not building anything, but they're still like engineers. It's just within the engineer field, like the 12 series, you got a bunch of different career fields you can go into.
Yeah.
So it gets a little crazy. To answer your first question, if you have any people in your chat or people that reach out that do have questions, like you got my number, just come shoot me a text. I'll talk military all day.
Cool. Yeah. So if anybody's interested, you can shoot us a DM on instagram.com/people helping people live. Just shoot me a DM and I'll get you over Greer's information. We can go from there. Rich says here, I started with the ID ARNG to see if I even liked the military first. Then after 3 years went active.
Okay. So Idaho National Guard.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I had no idea what that.
That's a state. IDs, Idaho. Yeah.
Got you. Nice. Thank you for your service, Rich. We appreciate you being here too. So yeah, you know what? I think that I want to have you back. I want to dive more into this stuff. I want to dive into the psychological side of things. I want to dive into the missions. I want to dive into your second deployment and how things have changed. I think there's a lot of stones unturned here, right?
Yeah. I can't believe we already went, what was it, 54 minutes?
Yeah, we're almost at.
Oh my God! Like you asked me a question about the military, I'm like, where do we start?
Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro, and I miss you, man. I haven't talked to you.
I miss you too, dude.
So this is dope. This is dope to have a moment here. But if you could just tell me, and this is a big question, but if you could tell me what the military has done for you through and through. In your personal life, your professional life, family life, if you could kind of sum up your service in the military and what it's brought into your life for us. Yeah.
I actually think about this all the time, just driving around or finding myself around the world, wherever I'm at. It always kind of like brings me back to I'm doing something that not a lot of people do or would ever be willing to do or can't do. There's a lot of people that try to serve and you hear the stories like, oh, I would have joined, but I had this and this and this. That's actually really true. Like there are a lot of people that get disqualified for the most minute little things, asthma, right? So I think about it all the time. Not a lot of people get to do this. Not a lot of people would do this. I'm serving my country, and it kind of keeps me close to the straight and narrow while serving a greater good. So it's kind of a twofold thing. It's selfish because I don't know where my life would be right now if I didn't join the military. Because I don't know if you know me, I'm still in the military, so we're not going to go into too many stories here, but kind of a wild boy, and it's kept me on the straight and narrow for at least 19 years and hopefully a couple more to go. So at any given moment, no matter where I'm at in the world, no matter what I'm doing or what concert I'm at or back alley, wherever, like, I can't do that. So I'm in the Army, I can't do that. So that's like the personal selfish side. Like it's kept me out of trouble. So long story short. And then there's also like the service, the self-worth, like doing this for other people.
I think that was well answered too, because there's
nobody's asked me that question before. It's always like, hey, why are you late? Or, hey, did you get this done? No, it's like, oh yeah, shit. No, I actually get something out of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I appreciate that, bro. So, we've talked about your experiences in the military. And again, we're going to run this back. This is chapter 1 of however many that we're going to have here, because I feel like there's so much to unpack, and I guess before we go, do you have anything that you'd like to leave with the people here?
If it's like military related, just know that most of the people that sign up to join the military and serve do it for like a good reason. Whether their career path or their life choices end up being good or not, like most people join up for like the greater good. Like they want to serve, they want to have some purpose in their life. I'm not saying go out and buy everybody dinner every time you see them in uniform, not like that, but just know that it takes a lot out of you and the family. Like it's a lot of self-sacrifice to do what they do. So maybe just cut them a little slack. That would be like my biggest point, because I see, especially of late, I have friends that are in the California National Guard, and they've been having like riots and all this stuff, and they're getting spit on and like beat up. And it's like, oh my goodness, like these are your fellow countrymen just doing their job. Like just keep that in the back of your mind. Not saying like worship these guys, but like just remember, like deep down, they are trying to do good, and that's what I would leave everybody with.
Awesome, man. Dude, thanks for joining us, brother. And I love you,
man.
And I look forward to having you back on, and let's keep in touch between now and then.
Yeah, if you got a Tuesday 4 p.m. happy hour and you got no guests, hit me up. I'll be here.
Sounds good, man. We'll talk to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, Aarron Greer. Come on. Oh, that's my guy right there. So fun to just sit back and just chat, and just get to know him better too. And that's what I love about this show, is asking the questions that you'd never ask in, just a day-to-day conversation, even with people that you're close with. When I've had some family members on here talking about their childhood, their upbringing, business owners talking about the hardship of owning that business, and helping people to not make the same mistakes that we have made along the way, because as business owners, there's a ton to be made, and there's a lot of wisdom to be carried in spreading that knowledge to other people. But before we go, you guys, we got to get to our sponsors, because we have some people supporting us, and gosh, it feels good. So tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen, is sponsored by Mike Silkowski. He's your local partner in getting your message in front of the right people. Mike specializes in helping businesses right here in Southern Arizona reach their ideal customers through TV and streaming services. He's not just sponsoring this chapter 2 of People Helping People. He's building partnerships. And he doesn't succeed unless you do. So if you're ready to grow your business with someone who's invested in your success, call Mike directly at 515-305-5311. Again, that's 515-305-5311. And if you own any kind of business whatsoever in the southern Arizona area, call Mike. Just give him a call, see what he can do for you. He will at least get you in front of the right people or get you on the phone with the people that can help you get your business in front of the perfect clientele. So shout out to Mike. We appreciate you. This episode is also sponsored by T-Town Boxing. It's Tucson's home for boxing, kickboxing, and recovery classes for all ages. T-Town Boxing isn't just a gym, it's a community where you can build confidence, discipline, and lifelong skills. Whether you're stepping into the ring for the first time or sharpening your technique. From kids to adults, beginners to experienced fighters, T-Town Boxing offers space to grow, train, and challenge yourself. So if you're ready to push your limits and join an amazing community, reach out to T-Town Boxing on Instagram at instagram.com/T-Town Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. Again, instagram.com/T-Town Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. And the owner over there, Jake Wilson, we love that guy. You know, he started boxing and it has saved his life multiple times. It has just always been a crutch for him. So he wanted to give that to the community. So he started a boxing gym in order to do so. So he's doing just that. And he embodies and embraces what People Helping People stands for. And we love you, Jake. We appreciate you. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of People Helping People. Thank you to all of our veterans. Thank you to the people keeping our land safe, keeping us free, and allowing us to enjoy and appreciate the world that we live in, because we are so stinking blessed. So, you know, I think I'm going to end on that note. You guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. And yeah, go check out the auction and tell somebody you love them. All right, you guys. Until next time. Deuces.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.